there are still many things that I don't comprehend. And when we look at human beings and they say things like they are bored, they don't know what to do with themselves, they need entertainment, they need stimulation, they need something because they're empty. I don't know what they're speaking about. I find that incomprehensible. Having never had a single second of boredom in my life. How can anyone be bored when you have the world, when you have your mind, and there's so many things potentially that you can do? Then people say that they're lonely. How can anybody be lonely? I've never experienced a single second of loneliness. I don't know what that means. I can't comprehend that thought, emotion, concept to need someone, to need people around, or some sort of company, whether it's an animal or a human. Well, why can't you just feel full yourselves? I don't get it, people. Loneliness, boredom, they're a phenomenon to me. And so if I look at what I've been feeling all my life is a level of deep and rich inner contentment. There is always something to occupy my mind, to look forward to work towards, to experience, to enjoy. There's just a cosmos full of that stuff. And so this is why I've always just said to my family and friends, I'm going so and so. And they say to me, who are you going with? I'm like, I'm not going with anyone. Why does everyone think that you got to go with someone? That seems like the biggest recipe for disaster I could ever imagine. You go with someone and they want to do this and then they want to do that, and then they're too tired and then they're full of energy, then they want to get pissed and then they are pissed, and all these different sorts of things. It's kind of like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Being manipulated and bound and governed by them. Why can't you just go and get pissed on your own? Why can't you just go and explore on your own? Why can't you just lie in bed all day on your own? Why can't you just do it on your own? You see, I've spent the vast majority of my life apparently alone, but never alone. Many moons ago, I would be just exploring, and I'd be on mountains and in valleys and on absolutely secluded beaches, way off the beaten track. Always endeavour to get off the beaten track. Never ever feeling alone, feeling insecure, feeling bored. I don't know what that's all about, people. I can only rationalise that it's a very dull state of consciousness that cannot generate its own consciousness, its own purpose, its own life, that it needs to feed like a parasite on somebody else. That's what it has to be. All these people that are lonely and aboard the parasites. And they're always sucking and feeding and draining somebody else's energy, aren't they? How many of you do this? I do this almost every single day. And if I'm not just sitting here like this, and I'm walking out and I'm in an open-eyed meditation in the woods and in the pastures, or I'm cycling around and I'm just in ecstasy, just looking and marveling at everything. I marvel at everything. I marvel how this church was built. I marvel how these trees are just draped in ecstasy. I marvel how ecstasy is just slowly sweeping over the sky. I marvel how ecstasy is beaming down on me. Photons and electromagnetism, cosmic God consciousness, all that stuff. It's just incredible. How could I ever have a second of boredom? That would be shockingly embarrassing and disrespectful to the cosmos, to God, to spirit, to my own essence. Everything is a joy. So just have a look what I'm looking at. I'll take you around. All the shadows, the dancing, everything's dancing in its own little way as the wind caresses it and waltzes with it. Everything is waltzing, people. Everything waltzes in its own way. Look at those trees over there. You've got the fir trees, which are waltzing in a very, very slow, sedentary way. And then you've got a real jig going on with those lime trees next to it. And then you just come further round and you've just got ecstasy everywhere you look. And I think that if anyone is going to see the ecstasy, they have to be enlightened. They at least have to be awoken. They at least have to have risen, open their eyes from the egoic slumber. The minions, they're just wallowing within their egoic slumber, seeking for someone to abate their loneliness, seeking for someone to chase away their boredom, seeking for someone to stimulate them in some shape or form. How ridiculous, how obscene, how absurd. When I'm getting all I could ever want just by sitting here. And I sit here and I absorb and I be and I'm still and I'm empty. And then I decide to try to impart this beautiful wisdom, feeling, state of consciousness. Can anybody share it? Do you share it? Do you embrace it? Do you experience it? It's wonderful. This is heaven. Everything about it is heaven. It's such a joy. It's so intelligent. It's so incredible. It just takes my breath away, people. Now, I was listening to something, and I listened to so much, I can't really tell you for sure what it was. But somebody was saying that, I think it was Robert Falconer, or someone who was speaking to him. They were saying that psychedelic experiences make the mind porous. And when your mind is porous, then it allows other stuff to come in. And then entities come in, and I'm more speaking about all the copious amounts of entities that I've encountered in my life, and the entities that share this journey, and people who are into this internal family systems psychology. Well, it's a no-brainer to them, but to the man in the street, it's insanity. You're possessed by devils and all different sorts of things. If you talk to a Christian, they'll tell you that you're possessed by devils. You should only have God within you. I'm like, I am fucking God. I don't need God in me. I am fucking God. And because I'm God, then God's created everything, and it's all here, and it's all me to choose from, like a kid in a candy store. A porous mind. It absorbs so much. It's like a sponge. It never stops sucking it up, sucking life up, sucking experience up, sucking cosmic God consciousness up. And I listen to people who are supposed to be intelligent, scientists, and they've missed the mark. They've so missed the mark. They are no more than ridiculous, preposterously hypnotized and indoctrinated religious people that have just read a stupid book and interpreted it in whatever way that pastors told them to. And that's it. They can't see any further. They can't see any broader. It's unfathomable to me to have my mind that is so perceptive, that is so encompassing. I look around in bewilderment. And so how could I ever be bored? I'm bewildered with every single thing I see. Everything I see is absolutely incomprehensible, because I see beyond the veil, beyond another veil, beyond another veil. It's Russian dolls. It's consciousness within consciousness within consciousness within consciousness forever. That's the genius nature of the paradoxical cosmos. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And anybody that doesn't grasp and enjoy and embrace the miracle, they're doing a very, very grave disservice to consciousness, to what it is to be a human being, to have a conscious human experience. They're doing a massive disservice. But how many billions are in that realm? The vast majority. Why is it that so few become enlightened? Why is it that so few are so perceptive? And what's the end game? What's it all about? Maybe one day I'll tell you. But as I've got another 31 years to go, it may take some time. So stick around.